Hi class, welcome to week 5 of Abnormal Psychology. This week we will be taking a look at psychotic disorders and schizophrenia, as well as the variety of personality disorders that we can find in our patients and in the literature. There's been a lot of development and changes to personality disorders in the DSM-5, and so your text will sort of do a nice job of explaining some changes that occurred between the DSM-4 and the DSM-5. There are many personality disorders, and as you begin to study them, I imagine that you will identify flares of some of them that you may have even seen in some of your own personality style or someone else's personality style. But often when someone has a very pervasive personality disorder, it's something that really comes about in all interpersonal interactions. And it pulls something out of all of those different interpersonal interactions that's quite different than having a little bit of a flare. And it's interesting to sort of compare with the DSM-5 how many criteria you really need to have to meet the disorder. And then what I think is nice is they do a job of helping you identify some of the similarities that you may, or crossovers you may find between certain types of personality disorders and psychotic disorders. So, for example, in our discussion post this week, we'll be asking you to take a look at some of the differences that you might find between multiple personality disorder and schizophrenia. There's a lot of symptoms that might look similar, but the disorders are quite different. And then as some of you have been coming with me with some really poignant questions, I hope you all are beginning to or have started to submit your draft for your final paper to the peer that I had recommended to you to send it to, which is the person whose last name comes next after you. And then what you'll be submitting to me is the draft that was sent to you initially, and then that completed feedback form that I have for you for week 5 under this assignment. So both you'll submit to me. It can be helpful to also take a look at the grading rubric for the final to sort of help guide you in the types of comments or suggestions you might make to your peer. And it's a really great opportunity to learn from one another, to explore and understand the differences between writing styles and pick up ideas, hopefully, from your peers, and take a look at the APA formatting and criteria, but also that your peer was really hitting the mark on all the recommended guidelines for the paper, what was expected in the content-wise in the different sections, as well as the formatting and layout. So I think it's a really great opportunity for you to play a role of the guide and the facilitator. And then your other assignment this week is actually to formulate your own case study on one of the disorders that we've covered in the reading for this week. If you have other questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And we're getting really close, surprisingly, already to the end of this course. It's wild. And if you hear a noise in the background, it's just my puppy chewing her bone. All right, I will see you next week. Bye.